Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel, and welcome to episode 4 of my Christmas accent nail designs. So again, I will be going in with the almond medium from Beetles. These are on Amazon. I will leave them linked in the description. And today we will be using all Madam Glam gel polishes. I will show them to you here, and I will go over the names, but we have a brown, a green, a red, a white base coat, and the velvet matte top coat. So this one will be matte today. So we have perfect white. It is the perfect white for any of these Christmas needs. I'm going in with the strip for our red. It is a nice deep green and celestial green. Did I just say that was a nice deep green? I was looking at the green. Anyways, celestial green is the green, and then mocha moment for our brown. So I am going to go in with base coat, and then the background color or the base color for this nail is going to be our perfect white. So I have prepped the nail by buffing it and filing the free edge to get off any little nub. You could also use the nail primer to chemically etch it. If you would rather do that, it kind of does the same thing. So now that I have the base coat cured, I'm going to go in with the perfect white for our base color, and I will do 2 coats of this. You want to make sure, especially with white and black, that you are doing nice, even, thin coats so that it cures fully in the lamp. Don't want it to wrinkle. We don't want wrinkly nails. Okay, 2 coats, curing both in between for 60 seconds. Okay, so now I have my celestial green, my mocha moment, and the strip out on, and I also have the white. Do I have white gel paint? What do I use that for? I don't need that for that one. I will use some gold, so I will pull that over at some point. Not sure why I have white out there unless I'm going to add some details. But we'll see. Let's find out together, because it's been a while since I recorded this video. And so I'm cleaning my brush. I'm going to be using the Wildflowers. It is their yellow vegan brush. It's like a thin stripe, not a stripe, I guess it's kind of a thin striper brush. It's a longer detail brush. But I'm going to go in with our celestial green, and I'm going to go ahead and do one of my, I guess, typical little foliage leaf things. Not quite sure what kind of leaf this would be or what kind of plant this is, but this is kind of my go-to when it comes to nail art foliage. So, and I think I'm going to switch to my smaller brush to do the leaves, just because it's a little bit easier. Yeah, I went ahead and switched to my shorter brush to do the rest of the leaves on that nail. But what I'm doing is I'm just like offsetting the leaves so they're not like all in the same line, like across from each other, if that makes sense. I'm kind of staggering them down the stem. And as I'm working my way down the stem, I'm making the leaves bigger, as they would be on, a plant in nature. We're trying to make it look as realistic as possible, I guess. But so once I have the leaves painted on, I am going to go through with my brush and kind of pull out the tips of them so that they are a little bit pointier. And then I'm going to go ahead and give that a flash cure. I guess I really didn't need to hold it up to the camera while I did that, but hey ho, that's what we're doing. Okay, so once I have that flash cured, I am going to go in now with the brown. Am I going in with the brown next? I think I am. Yes. So we're going to take that and I'm just going to make a little, like, I guess a little branch kind of off to the other side. And you just kind of, I'm just kind of placing these like kind of where it makes sense in my head to kind of fill in the open spaces. But just so it's not, like, I'm not trying to overcrowd, but I'm trying to make it look organic, if that makes sense. So now we have our little, like, kind of spriggy branch looking thing. I'm going to cure that, a little flash cure, just because I'm going to go in and put some dots on top of it. And I don't want them to blend all together. So now I'm going in with the red, and I'm adding the red to the end of each of those little sprigs. So it kind of looks like a little cluster of berries. Would those be like holly berries or mistletoe berries? Something of that nature. But I'm just going to put one on each of the little stems. And there we have that, looking cute. Gonna go ahead and give that a little flash cure to hold all that in place. And then we'll find out what we're going to do next. Or I guess we'll find out what I'm going to do next. Unless you're following along at home, in which case then you'll be seeing what you're going to do next. Let me know down in the comments if you've ever followed along to any of my little tutorial videos. It'd be kind of interesting to see if any of you guys are recreating my nails at home. Okay, so next up, I went back in with the green, and we're going to make, I want to call this like a little, like, Christmas tree branch, you know, like the little sprig, a little fir tree kind of thing. So I'm just kind of haphazardly, it doesn't need to look perfect. I didn't want it to be symmetrical, so some of them look a little funky. But that's kind of how trees look in nature. They're not always symmetrical. But once I have that the way I like it, I'm going to flash it real quick like. And hold it in place. And then we are going to go in with, I believe, the red again on the top left corner. And I'm going to go in with the dotting tool. And I'm going to make kind of another like poinsettia type flower, petal, leaf, whatever you want to call it. So I'm just doing 3, and I'm having it go off the edge of the nail. I really think that it kind of elevates your nail art to have the design kind of flowing off of the nail, so it's not just like boom, something plastered in the center. Although my last nail that I'm getting ready to do the voiceover for next is just kind of plopped in the middle of the nail. But, you know, it was a recreation of a nail that I saw that I thought was cute. But when I'm doing stuff like this, like the foliage, if it's not like a focal point, if you just want the whole nail to be a design, and this to me kind of looks like a wallpaper design, like it's almost like a Christmas wallpaper. You kind of want things to kind of flow off the edge of the nail. So it just kind of like the pattern just kind of keeps continuing on. And I think it just kind of looks better that way. But so you just kind of map out and fill in like empty spaces. You can always go back in and add some little dots or swirls or glitter or, you know, stuff like that to kind of fill in any voids or empty spaces that you might have left over after you do your main like focal points on the nail. But so as I was rambling, what I was doing was I put my dots on, and then I pulled out from the center to the top, and then I pulled in towards the center from the bottom to kind of make it an elongated shape instead of just the rounded flower petal, that it has points on both ends. So it kind of looks more like that poinsettia type flower. So here's where I pull in the gold gel paint or gel polish. You could also use gold gel paint if that's what you have. Again, I'm not sure why I put white out on my palette. I guess I just grabbed all of them and put some out there. But anyways, we're going to go in and do a center for our flower. And then, like I said, I'm going to go in and just kind of fill in some of those little voids with the gold gel paint. And I'm just making little clusters of 3 dots. And it just kind of fills it in. Makes it look, you know, kind of cool. So you don't have like an empty void. And it kind of looks like a pattern. It almost looks like it could be like a wallpaper pattern. Like it could continue over and over again. But so now I'm going to go in with the Velvet Matte Top Coat after we have given that a full cure. And I'm going to go ahead and give it a nice little generous coat of base coat, kind of smoothing everything over. And that's what it would look like shiny if you did a shiny top coat. It would be very pretty that way. But I'm going to go ahead and give that a full cure. And then we will check out the reveal. Slowly, I guess, and it'll take a second to focus, but look how cute that is. It just, I mean, to me that just looks like Christmas wallpaper or like a Christmas placemat. But it's super cute, super easy. There's nothing too technical about it. The more whimsical it looks, I think the better it looks. But that's my opinion. I don't know. You tell me if I'm wrong. Let me know in the comments. But yeah, so that is all I got for this video. I hope you have enjoyed. Let me know in the comments if you like this nail, if you would do this nail. And don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. If you're liking these videos, why not? I hope you have an amazing day, and I hope to see you in my next video.